In this episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief, I sit down with Eddie and Phil from Shadow Squirrel Games to talk all about Fuzziest Mage Fight. They tell us about the giveaway they're doing, which you've already got an easy entry into by being subscribed to the podcast. So keep your ears peeled for that. Then we'll take a quick look on Kickstarter in our Kickstarter Corner portion of the show. This episode is powered by 60 Second Chef. Quick to learn, easy to play, and super fun. Plus, it'll help us get veggies in front of our kids on the tabletop. Who said they had to be edible? Want to know more? Go listen to my interview with one of the designers now. Episode 235, Wishlist Wednesday on Saturday, 60 Second Chef. It'll be on Kickstarter through Friday the 22nd of March, so check out 60 Second Chef now. This episode is powered by Kyle Cottonbrook and his character casket. It's multiple accessories all in one kit. Affordable prices, and it's convenient for you. Think of a corpse for your dice and minis. It's on Kickstarter through Monday, the 15th of April. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly powered by Braden's World, makers of Heroes of History card game. Sam, the game's creator, was on with us during episode 235, Wishlist Wednesday, Heroes of History Take 2, to talk about his game. And after we got our copy, we are really excited to get started. It's the only game on the market where you can have Norse heroes fight American generals in a Minotaur's lair, which I can't wait to try out. The new set of Glorious Greeks and Vicious Vikings is out now. For listeners of the show, you can get a 10% rebate by emailing Sam, which will leave the link in the show notes, with a copy of your receipt, and he'll get you 10% off. And the first 10 listeners to leave an Amazon or eBay review will get you a 5% rebate by doing the same. Visit bradensworld.com and learn more about how you can order Iron Flanks versus Dragon Boat Raiders, as well as the beginner set Midnight Riders versus Echoes of the Plains. Heroes of History. Do you have what it takes to be a hero? This episode is powered by Solar Flare Games and their latest Robotech Crisis Point, which is a 2-player head-to-head card game. Strategy, tactics, area control, bluffing, and hand management all come into play in this dynamic and deep game of alien versus human in a battle of wits and courage. Will you save humanity or utterly destroy it? If you're up to the challenge, rush on over and pre-order Robotech Crisis Point today. Pre-orders will run through May unless they sell out, so don't dilly-dally. While you wait, you can check out Solar Flare's other Robotech game and or watch Robotech anime on Amazon Prime, possibly Netflix too. This episode is powered by The Great Nameless, a game of divine might and cosmic horror. Sibling gods declare war on each other, while their mindless progenitor threatens to destroy all of creation. 1 to 4 players. Catch our interview with Josh in their update entitled The Great Nameless, featured on podcast Getting Geeky with Game Relief. And then make sure you jump over, and if you like what you heard or what you see, back their campaign before Sunday the 31st of March.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
In a world of fuzzy mages where magic is the only thing that matters, fight to become the most magical fuzzy mage ever. In Fuzzy Mage Fight, 2 to 6 players battle as fuzzy animals with unique abilities, trying to collect 8 magic cards to win the game. Players gather magic, traps, spells, and potions, which aid their quest to become the most magical. These cards do everything from adding more attack power to causing opponents to discard cards or lose a turn. Turns consist of collecting cards, using special abilities, placing cards in the battlefield to make them stronger, and of course, attacking each other. Players attack and defend using magic cards that they are holding in their hand or have placed on the battlefield in order to make them more powerful. Keep in mind that every magic you use to attack or defend is taking away from the 8 magic you need in your hand to win. Because most of the cards in the game are played face down on the battlefield and activated at various times throughout the game, a mysterious element is added to each action and attack, as you never know what your opponents might do to slow you down or get revenge. Defeating opponents in battle is important. When a fuzzy mage fails to defend a magical attack, they enter their essence form found on the back of their card. While in essence form, a player cannot win the game, play cards, or attack. To add insult to injury, the winner of the battle gets to steal 2 cards. Fear not, however, for each fuzzy mage has unique abilities it can use while in essence form, and has a chance each round to return to fuzzy form. 2 mages in essence form also have the option of fusing together, forming an alliance that allows them to immediately return to fuzzy form and gain an extra action. While very beneficial because it allows each mage to return from essence form, players that are fused cannot win the game while fused. Their fates are tied together until one successfully defeats the other in battle. Thankfully, players are not alone in their quest to become the most magical fuzzy mage. Minions are found throughout the deck that help collect cards quicker each turn. While super cute and extremely helpful, minions are not immune to magical attacks and must be protected. Also, beware of the Garble who travels among the mages, stealing cards and causing mischief. If you have 8 magic cards in your hand on your turn, you win the game and are the most magical fuzzy mage ever. So join the Fuzzy Mage Fight and do all you can to become the most magical fuzzy mage in the land. And don't forget to keep an eye out for that mischievous Garble.
Did that sound familiar to you guys? It didn't to me either, but this is the story of Fuzzy Mage Fight, a new game that's currently on Kickstarter for a little bit longer. And today we're lucky enough to have on some of the masterminds behind the game. Is that correct? Is that how you guys fit in line with Fuzzy Mage Fight, Phil and Eddie?
Yes.
Yeah, we do everything from the publishing, designing, creating, play testing, fulfillment, all of that.
Thank you so much for joining us on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. We really appreciate it, you guys.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. Now, before we get into everything that's Fuzzy Mage Fight, let's rewind a little bit if we could. How did you guys get into playing tabletop board games?
For me, personally, I think about 6 years ago, we had a buddy who kept bringing over new games, and I was shocked at the amount of different games there were in the tabletop world. So, yeah.
I think for me, I've always been super competitive. So as a kid, it was, games like Monopoly and kind of those old school games. And then in college, some people introduced me to Catan, and they just beat up on me for a while. But I loved the strategy of it, and that was kind of my gateway drug.
Oh, okay. Settlers of Catan. Okay, awesome. And you've been at it ever since?
Oh, yeah. More and more games. And Eddie and his wife are always introducing me to more as well.
Oh, wow. So it sounds like you ended up passing on what your friends were doing to you, Eddie.
Yeah, it's contagious.
Oh, boy. So have you guys surmounted a pretty big collection then?
My wife has, that's for sure.
Yeah, if you look on Shadow Squirrel Games, there's quite a few games backed, and Annika definitely loves to keep up with everything new that's coming out, kind of all the little nooks and crannies, and then shows us what the hot new stuff is. And then we just love to spend time at board game stores like play testing and different proto spiel events. So we're kind of always got our hands on the button of what's new, what's exciting, what's kind of coming out, what's less known, but kind of, really good. So we kind of have our hands in all those places.
Well, there you go. Awesome. Now, I know it's really hard to pick, but do you guys have a current favorite game, or what are you guys playing these days?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, besides our games, I would say Arkham, the card game.
Yeah.
I'm really into.
My wife and I have been doing a lot of Dice Forge recently, although she beats me more than than I'd like to admit.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, we have Dice Forge. It's been sitting on our shelf forever. Haven't got to it yet, but hopefully one of these days.
It's a good one.
Awesome. I like the, what do you call it? I believe it was by the same creator that did Seasons, and we're big fans of Seasons.
There you go.
And you said Arkham the card game, Eddie?
Correct. Yeah, I've really, really enjoyed that.
Cool, awesome. Now, do you guys have favorite mechanics of games, or it just depends on the group you're playing with, or?
Eddie likes any game where he can kill me.
Yeah, I absolutely.
And I guess you can do that in Arkham card game?
Yeah, there's definitely ways to sabotage. I usually find ways to sabotage in most games.
I think whatever creates the most chaos. So
Yeah. People usually, I mean, if they can kick me out of the group, they usually kick me out during the game.
Oh boy, does that mean you're the reigning champion, or you've just been kicked out of way too many games of Fuzzy Mage Fight?
No, not Fuzzy Mage Fight. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone's against each other, so it's like, I mean, you can backstab a little bit, I guess, when you're fusing, right?
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you could be like, oh yeah, let's go a few turns fused, and then I'm just gonna attack you.
Eddie also has the best luck of anybody I've ever met. Like, if he's stealing a card from you, he always steals the one you don't want. If he needs to roll, a 24-sided dice and only needs one number, he'll get that one number.
Yeah, Phil's got all the skill, but I have all the luck, so.
Well, there you go. Sometimes that's what it takes. So, speaking of Fuzzy Mage Fight that's on Kickstarter, what can you guys tell us about that?
Go for it, Eddie.
Yeah, no, it's on. We got funded within 6 hours, which is great. Yeah, it's just it's a really. I mean, it can be from 5 to 40 minutes long. People as young as 8 can play the game. So there's definitely a simplicity to it, but I also think there's definitely some strategizing involved, and as the game moves on, it's going to become a little more strategic. So it's going to be casual and competitive play, and it is right now. Actually, it's casual and competitive. We get very competitive during it, but you don't want to. You're not going to rage quit off of this game, but you're going to want to play it over and over again.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, what kind of mechanics does it use?
Yeah, you're trying to collect 8 magic cards, and one of the unique dynamics we tried to bring in was that the very victory point cards that you're trying to collect are also what you need in order to attack and defend. So when you lose a battle, you go into essence form, and you still have like really unique abilities, but this is found on the other side of the card. It's almost like you're not quite dead, you're just in your essence, and you still have abilities, but you can't win the game, you can't attack, you can't play cards. So losing battles is really kind of frustrating, but in order to defend those battles, you have to use your victory points. And so we think that's kind of a fun, unique mechanic. You've got drawing, you've got battling, you have traps.
The Garble, he creeps around and steals people's cards.
Exactly. You've got minions, little cards that add, using normally on a turn, in order to draw more cards, you have to use one of your 3 actions, but the minions are cards that you draw and then you play on your battlefield, and they give you cards every turn. They're kind of helping you out. So there's a lot of really fun kind of take that stuff. There's some randomness. There's some strategy in terms of how and when to attack or defend. When you're in essence form, one of the ways you can return back to your normal form and win the game again is fusing, basically allying with another mage that's in essence form. But then ultimately, one of you is going to have to attack and defeat the other one in battle. And all the unique abilities of the characters really kind of make the game really fun and unique.
Yeah, the unique abilities. I think that's. I think that's with. I mean, it's with both of my games. The unique abilities definitely separate us from, I think, a lot of different games, because they are very unique and they are very epic, and I've managed to balance them. And you don't see that in other games.
Okay, so that means they're asymmetrical play, like everybody's going to be a different character with different powers?
Correct.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I like games like that.
Oh yeah, no, and it's cool because depending on which mages you play with, the game is for 2 to 6 players, but I believe the base set of the game is already going to include 10 mages, right, Eddie? Because we've unlocked 4 stretch goals. So when you're only playing with maybe 3 or 4 people, if you're choosing different mages every game's going to look different because those abilities are going to interact in different ways. Certain people are going to get ahead quicker, and then certain people are going to attack them, and it's going to switch. And so those unique abilities make every game kind of different depending on who uses them, who fuses together. Yet they're super simple too. It can sound complex, like learning the abilities, but they're all spelled out in just a couple sentences on the cards.
Yeah, very, very simple abilities. very simple abilities, but as far as mechanics goes, it's it's tricky, but that's I think that's something we're good at.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, per se, we sat down to play Fuzzy Mage Fight. What's my turn going to look like?
So on a normal turn, you have 3 actions, and there's a few different things you can do. You can draw cards, you can attack other players or their minions, you can place cards down in your battlefield. Every card except the minion is placed face down. So as the game's going on, you have no idea if what people have placed face down in front of them is a magic, a trap, a spell, a potion. And magic is worth more in battle when it's placed face down. So when you attack someone, you really have no idea what they're going to do to get you back. So you can attack, and then you can also use special abilities on your turn. So every turn, one turn could be drawing 3 cards, one turn could be playing a card face down, attacking somebody, then playing a card from your battlefield, attacking someone else. I mean, it can really vary depending on what cards you've already placed in your battlefield.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like quite the game from what I can hear. And what the art? I'm just in love with the art. I keep scrolling through the Kickstarter page.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm lucky I found the guy. I really Silver Fox. He's a fantastic artist, and he's a good guy, and we vibe really well. So we and any ideas I have, he gets it right away.
So did you go with the theme first or the mechanics or the game?
The theme first. Yeah.
Okay. So did you do all the art and then you did the game, or?
No, I came up with the theme. I knew I wanted to do little fuzzy creatures doing magic, right? And then from there I did the mechanics, and from there we moved on to the art.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool game. Plus, it sounds like it's not just art. Sounds like a pretty good game as well.
Oh, it definitely is, and there's tons of stuff we can do with it, like tons, but we wanted to keep it relatively simple and just a fun game that everyone can play. Phil and I love playing it. We're both very competitive people, so it yeah, it's sufficient for us.
Awesome. Now, during playtesting, was there ever anything you guys had to scratch or scrap out because it just wouldn't work for the game?
I tried thinking about that, and I couldn't come up with anything. I think, and like I said previously, I think that's one thing that sets us apart. For me, I can just think up the abilities and the mechanics and just balance it really well in my head. So if there was any like edits and changes, it's very minor tweaks. So we had a good vision going in.
Like at first we had to mess with the attacking mechanic, especially because we had the whole essence form thing kind of figured out, but at first you didn't steal cards, and then we were realizing that it wasn't as advantageous to attack, so we kind of started upping the ante. And so a lot of the work, more than scrapping, it was more like fine-tuning and adding elements to say, okay, how do we balance it so that you want to both collect and attack? And if you don't defend, it's really painful. And if you don't attack, it's, you're probably not going to get ahead as quickly. So it was kind of more that we had the outline pretty well done. And then it was just fine tuning. How do we make it so that there's multiple strategies to win? And you can't do the same strategy to win every time. Like there's been people who win just by collecting, and there's been people who win by attacking. So it's, it just kind of depends.
It usually depends on the fuzzy. I mean, a lot of fuzzies are more inclined to attack. It's more beneficial. And then other ones are more like hoarders. They just try to keep collecting. And some want to fuse. They get a lot of benefits for fusing.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. And now this isn't your first game. I was talking to Eddie before.
Correct.
Was released in 2018, and it was successfully funded on Kickstarter in 2017. And that was a huge production because we had all the injection molds, we had a huge board, we had tons of, not tons of components, but a lot of more components compared to Fuzzy Mage Fight, which is just cards and a dice.
So yeah, this was a lot more relaxing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Our first time through. And we learned kind of all the ins and outs of what can go well and what can go wrong. And so we feel very confident this time that whatever challenges might come up, it's like we've seen much worse with Wanted Earth already. So
right. And we managed to, to successfully, get it all out and everything. So far, it seems like everyone's really enjoyed it, and we can't wait to launch the expansion.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of Board Game Geek reviews, but it's averaging, I think, an 8 or something right now. So the people who have reviewed it have very much enjoyed it.
And there's people who's bought that who's come back for Fuzzy Mage Fight. So, I
Yeah.
think we did something right.
Yeah, and you did it at the right time too, because I was talking to Eddie beforehand with a miniatures game going for like 50,000 and above. These days, it seems like they don't make it. I don't know. There's so many games out there on Kickstarter. So you must have picked the right time, or just somehow all the stars were lined right, or whatnot.
Yeah, no, I like I said before, it was a real grind, especially because we were a first time company and there was a high price point. People might have felt like they were risking a high price point because it was a miniatures game, right? They might have felt like they were risking a lot going with us. So we were just happy we got funded, and we kept everyone happy and fulfilled what we said we would.
So when it comes to Fuzzy Mage Fight, what makes your game pop and stand out as one my audience should go check out, and if they like what they see, back it on Kickstarter?
The art pops automatically, but I think after that, as you start to read and look over everything, you'll see there's a lot of unique stuff, unique mechanics, unique characters, unique just everything. There's a lot of love put into this. So what do you think, Phil?
I think it's easily to be picked up by anybody. I mean, we were invited to like a Chicago International Gaming Festival at the library, and just random people of all ages would sit down and we would teach and play a whole game in 20 or 30 minutes the first time. Now, mind you, that was with instructions, setup, teaching the whole thing, and people enjoyed it. It was super easy to pick up. And on Kickstarter, we're discounting a lot of it. So we're selling it below what it'll be sold for after the campaign. We're discounting the shipping. There's a Kickstarter exclusive card. Tons of really cool stretch goals and add-ons have already been met. And so I think funding it on Kickstarter, you get to get more stuff thrown in and get it at a discount and get it in just a few months.
And I saw there's neoprene mats too.
Oh yeah, the little battlefield. We did some art that was an alternate garble. So it's the character that goes around stealing the cards on the playmat, and it's your battlefield in front of you. And so it kind of adds a little fun dimension to the table.
Awesome. Yeah, we're big suckers for neoprene mats in our family.
Us too.
Yeah, they add to the immersion for sure.
Well, they're awesome. And so somebody, so you don't overpromise and underdeliver, somebody goes ahead and they back Fuzzy Mage Fight. When would they anticipate getting their game so they can start playing?
So we're anticipating July with the hope that we could do it sooner, but we're in the process right now of final edits so that we can send it to the manufacturer here just in the next week or two. And then they'll go straight into manufacturing. And then probably 4 weeks later, it'll go onto a boat. A month later, it'll get to us. And so we're hoping to have it here in the US in May or June. And then by July, I think there's no reason that it shouldn't be shipped out. And then we'll be at Gen Con in August as well. And so people can even come meet us there. You can see the game in person if you don't have your copy yet.
Awesome. Now, minus coming there to stalk you guys in your hometown, how will people go about keeping up with you guys, what you're doing over there at Shadow Squirrel Games?
So you can find us on shadowsquirrelgames.com or wantedearth.com. And then we are on all the major social media platforms under Shadow Squirrel Games, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We respond to messages really fast. So if anyone ever has a question or wants to shoot us a message, we'll get back super quickly. Obviously, for the rest of this month, you can get us on Kickstarter as well, which we're under Shadow Squirrel Games, and you can look up Fuzzy Mage Fight.
And even my phone number when you get the game.
Oh, there you go. So you can call them after you get the game. So there you go. So I guess they can.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have people texting me all the time when they're playing.
Oh boy, awesome.
Yeah, we've made it really a point that for us, we really like to be a part of the community. And so we don't want to be like separating ourselves like you don't know who we are. It's like we're very accessible. We go to tons of events. We love the chat with backers on Messenger. I mean, sometimes we'll sit on Messenger 30, 40 minutes talking to someone who's just curious about the game or has an idea. So Eddie's serious. He'll text you back. We'll message you back. We love interacting with people.
And I just want to keep playing the game, so...
Well, there you go. No, I know that's been my treatment. I keep on messaging you guys back and forth, and so that's awesome. And it looks like you guys are doing a giveaway with the Giveaway Geek. By the time this recording started, it just started a couple days ago. It started today to be in fact. But what can you tell us about that giveaway?
So that's going to be one of our higher pledge levels where you get the base game and all the add-ons currently, which is the 3 card set add-ons and 4 playmats. So it's a $50 pledge on Kickstarter, and one lucky person is going to win that. But hey, if you don't win it, you can still go back it. It's an awesome deal.
Yeah, most definitely. And if they're listening to this podcast, that's already an extra entry into the giveaway as well. So, as well, just checking out the Kickstarter page, see if they like what they see, and then like while they're there, they might as well back it. And if they win, they can give the other copy to a friend or something.
Absolutely. Well, and the base game itself is only an $18 pledge plus shipping. So in terms of card games, very competitive, and you're going to get a lot for that money with all these stretch goals. We're about to upgrade to linen, and then we're about to announce, so maybe we'll just announce it here, we're about to put in another stretch goal, just a few $1,000s from where we are, and it's going to upgrade the cards to black core. And so you're going to get just a super quality game, not just in terms of art and gameplay, but even in terms of the components.
Yeah, so that's great to hear. So yeah, whatever you're doing right now, go ahead and jump on over. Well, not if you're driving, of course, but go ahead and jump on over and check out Fuzzy Mage Fight that's on Kickstarter through, let's see here, through the 27th of March. So it's about 2 weeks or so to go when you hear this, or a little bit less. Yeah, go check it out. If you like what you see, go ahead and back it. Show your support, and so you can become the fuzziest mage fighter, I guess.
Yeah.
Fuzziest mage ever.
Ever. Yeah.
There you go, the fuzziest mage ever. And yeah, we don't want to keep you guys all day, but we really appreciate you coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief with us to talk all about Fuzzy Mage Fight.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem at all. Wow, if I wasn't convinced before, I am now. I want Fuzzy Mage Fight. Let's go see what else I might want on Kickstarter now, too, in Kickstarter Corner. Hit it, Princess Leaf.
What is this place? What is it doing here in the Leaves computer? Oh, it's Kickstarter Corner with the Leaves.
Just before I got sick last week, I was able to get to Gaming Group, and seeing how Wizard Leaf and I were the only ones there, we got to pick the games to play thanks to our awesome game group leader, Chris from Casual Game Revolution. I picked Valeria Card Kingdoms. It was awesome. We love Machi Coral, but I'm thinking for older ones, this is my new favorite. It's a tableau building game. It's set in the fantasy realm. You get to kill monsters, so yeah. Guess what? They have an expansion pack on Kickstarter currently. That's right, Valeria Card Kingdoms Crimson Seas. Sell to lands beyond the borders of Valeria in Crimson Seas, the third full expansion to Valeria Card Kingdoms. But why should they stop there? I guess you're thinking just like them, because they are producing 3 products in this Kickstarter campaign. Crimson Seas, an expansion to Valeria Card Kingdoms, Ward Towers, Valeria Card Kingdom expansion pack, and Corsairs of Valeria, a standalone dice game. So go check out the campaign and back it. Plus, make sure you subscribe to Getting Geeky with Game Relief on your favorite podcast catcher so you don't miss mine and Wizard Leaf's review of the base game when it comes out. Check out their campaign and back it before Tuesday the 26th of March. While you were sleeping, Puzzling Pixel Games released a new game to Kickstarter. What was it? Well, you've come to the right place. It's A Note for Murder, a portable card game of deduction set in the world of Sherlock Holmes. Deduce the criminal, their weapon, and the planned location of the murder before it occurs. It uses one of the mechanics that I loved from one of Tay-T Woo's games, where others can see your card, but you can't. On Saturday's episode, you can hear my interview with the publisher, so make sure you're subscribed in your favorite podcast catchers to Getting Geeky with Game Relief, and then check out their Kickstarter page and back it before Thursday the 11th of April. Zura Games, a proud backer of my Season 3 Kickstarter campaign that's still going strong, just launched what looks like a great game, Dino Dig. It's a set collection game of Risk, Chance, and dinosaurs. Man, does this look like a fun game. Be on the lookout for a quick 5-minute episode all about Dino Dig coming to you next week. Make sure to back Dino Dig on Kickstarter before Monday, the 8th of April. It's my least favorite time and your least favorite time. Time for us to get on with our lives, you to get on with yours. But in the meantime, I hope you'll get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others into the geek fold by sharing this podcast with them. Gamer Leaf out.
Gamer Leaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamer Leaf's luck holds up.